brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I am your host, Kaitlyn Blum. Today with us, we have Terry Hicks. How are you doing today, Terry?
Good.
Great. And you're here to talk to us about the Rock Falls River Chase event that's coming up?
Yep.
Well, what is the Rock Falls River Chase?
The Rock Falls River Chase is boat racing, which is kind of unique to this area. Can't find anything else within about an hour from here that has boat racing. So it's lots of different kinds of boats, different classes of boats. Anywhere, and the ages range from anywhere from 9 years old to guys that are in their 70s still racing and have been doing it for a long time. It goes through a lot of generations of families, I've noticed over the years since I've been involved with it.
Cool. So can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Rock Falls River Chase?
The history of the Rock Falls River Chase is how I ended up getting into it. Back in the mid-'80s, we had the River Chase here. And I was a lot younger then, and I would ride my bike over to Rock Falls because I grew up in Sterling, and I'd spend the whole weekend there watching the boat races. And so it was from about 85 to probably the early 2000s, and then it disappeared. And I actually live really close to the race site now, and I moved there in 2011, and I always wondered what happened to the races. So I got connected with the right people, and in 2013, I had a meeting on a real cold day down there, not anything like boat racing weather, and we ended up bringing it back in 2014. So I tell everybody I'm a committee of one, but I do have the club behind me when I get into the boat racing season. They do a lot of the paperwork part of it, but I gather the sponsors and actually enjoy that part of it.
So how has the race changed over the years, and what's new for this year?
This year, actually, we were awarded the divisionals for one of the classes of boats. So we're hoping that will bring more boats to the area, because usually if they're bringing one boat, they're bringing other boats on their trailer with them. So we're hoping for a better boat count. But unfortunately, over the years, it's like any other hobby. Things get expensive. Times have changed. We don't see nearly as many boats as we did back in the day, but we have been building it back up over the years.
How many racers are you expecting to see?
That's a good question. I think in the past 5-6 years, we've seen right around 40 to 50 different boats. Not that many, and each trailer brings several boats, so it's not that many drivers, but they bring multiple boats, so that's kind of cool.
So are there different categories for the races?
Yeah, like I said earlier, 9 years old is JClass. Obviously, if we don't have JClass boats, we don't have racers to grow up through the sport. So they start at 9 years old with J, and then there's they call it A stock hydro, B stock hydro, because there's two different kinds of boats. There's runabouts and there's hydroplanes. So there's multiple classes for each type of boat out there. And like I say, that ranges from 9 years old to guys that are in their 70s, and they get into the modified boats that are much faster. So you'll see speeds anywhere from 35 miles an hour all the way up to 90 miles an hour.
Wow, that's crazy. 90 miles an hour?
Yeah, and when you're that close to the water, it's fast.
So, do you have a favorite memory from these races?
Basically what got me into it by riding my bicycle around to watch the races when I was younger, and that's what triggered me off to wanting to keep it coming back to Rock Falls.
Oh, that's really nice. I was just wondering, are there any challenges with organizing an event this big? Obviously,
money is always an issue, is getting enough money to be able to have these races, and we've had some great sponsors over the years to help us make that happen. So yeah, money and just getting the word out there to get people to come down and check out this event.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing right now. How can people view the event?
So it's July 12th and 13th, and it's at Seward's Park in Rock Falls. It's actually, I've been to a few different race sites over the years, and even the racers' feedback on it. It's a great place to view the races because it sits on top of a hill, and you can see the whole race course from many different spots in the park. But it's definitely a great place to watch them.
Cool. Just show up and watch races. Exactly. That's all there is to it. That's nice. So if somebody wants to get more involved, like you said, you're a committee of one, like what if someone wants to reach out and say like, hey, we can help you with this?
I can always use more help, but yes, I've been doing this for 11 years and I'd really like to expand it to more than what it just is, but being a committee of one, I try to keep it as simple as possible right now, but if I can see an expansion in the future would be a great thing.
Awesome. Good to hear. So you were telling me earlier that you also own a boat.
Yes. So I brought this back in 2014 and I caught the bug. And in 2016, I ended up with my first boat. And I don't do a whole lot of racing, but enough to keep it going. And I actually haven't raced the last 2 years. So this year's kind of exciting. I actually upgraded boats and I have one and I'm actually getting another day before the races. So that'll be interesting to get a boat out that I've never had out before. So,
well, I always like to end on a fun note. What is the name of your boat?
So I actually have a name for my racing. It's Bone Shaker Racing. And I thought that was pretty, a fitting name for it because when you're out there, it can get rough at times and rattle your bones. So I called it Bone Shaker Racing.
Oh, nice. I like that. Well, thank you, Terry, for being here today. And then thank you to our listeners and to our production crew. Remember, the Radar Free Press is free. So we do rely on your likes, shares, and comments to thrive. And if you want to see more videos like this, please check out theradar.online.